I used to lie in bed at 2 a.m. replaying conversations from 3 years ago. Not even important conversations, just random stuff. Like that time I said, "You too," when a waiter told me to enjoy my meal. Yeah, that kept me up. Overthinking isn't about being smart. It's about being stuck. Your brain running the same useless loop over and over, while your actual life just sits there, waiting. I tried affirmations. I tried journaling prompts. I tried telling myself to just think positive. None of it worked. Because overthinking isn't a mindset problem. It's a mechanism problem. Today, I'm going to show you what actually worked. Not theory, not feel-good quotes, just the stuff that made my brain shut up long enough for me to actually live. Let's fix this. First, you need to understand what's happening. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. Scan for threats, predict outcomes, keep you safe. The problem? Your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and a made-up one. So when you're lying in bed thinking about that group project due next week, your body responds like there's a bear in the room. Heart rate up, cortisol pumping, fight or flight activated. Except there's nothing to fight, nothing to run from, just your thoughts. This is why affirmations don't work. You're trying to calm down a nervous system that thinks you're in danger, telling yourself, "I am calm and at peace," while your body is in panic mode, is like trying to convince someone the fire alarm isn't real while the building's actually burning. You need to give your brain proof, not words, proof. Here's what that looks like. But before we get into the steps, there's one thing you need to stop doing immediately. Stop trying to stop overthinking. I know that sounds backwards, but every time you tell yourself, "Stop overthinking," you're actually thinking about overthinking, which is more thinking. You're stuck in a loop. It's like trying not to think about a pink elephant. Now you're thinking about it. The goal isn't to have zero thoughts. It's to stop taking every thought seriously. Here's the shift. When an overthinking spiral starts, don't fight it. Notice it. Label it. Oh, there's the overthinking thing again. That's it. You're not agreeing with it. You're not arguing with it. You're just observing it like you'd observe a car driving past your window. This one trick cut my overthinking episodes in half. Because once you stop feeding the thoughts with attention and emotion, they lose power. But noticing isn't enough on its own. You need somewhere else to put your focus. And this next part is where most people mess up. Your brain needs a job. If you don't give it one, it'll make up its own. And that job will be overthinking. So here's what you do. The second you catch yourself spiraling, redirect to something physical. Not meditation, not breathing exercises, something that requires your hands or body. I keep a Rubik's Cube on my desk. When my brain starts looping, I pick it up. 5 minutes later, the spiral's gone. Not because I solved some deep issue, because my brain had something else to focus on. Other options that work. Doodling, folding laundry, washing dishes, walking, stretching, literally anything that gets you out of your head and into your body. Why does this work? Because overthinking lives in abstract space. Your body exists in real space. When you engage your body, your brain has to split its attention. And overthinking can't survive when it's not getting 100% of your focus. Here's the key. This isn't a distraction. It's a pattern interrupt. You're training your brain that when the spiral starts, we do something else. But there's still one more layer. Because if you don't handle this next part, the overthinking just comes back later. Most overthinking is just unmade decisions disguised as deep thinking. Should I text them? Should I switch majors? Should I go to that party? What if I said the wrong thing? What if they're mad at me? Your brain loops because there's no closure, no decision. Just an open question spinning forever. So here's the system. Keep a note on your phone called "Decide Later." When an overthinking spiral starts, write down the question. That's it. Am I overthinking what Sarah said in the group chat? Decide later. Now your brain knows you're not ignoring it. You've acknowledged the question. You've written it down. But you're not deciding right now. Most of the time, when you look at that list the next day, half the questions don't even matter anymore. The ones that do? You handle them when you're calm, not at 2 a.m. when your brain is in panic mode. This is how you stop being controlled by your thoughts. You're not fighting them. You're managing them. But none of this works if you don't address the root cause. And the root cause is probably not what you think. Overthinking usually isn't about the thing you're overthinking about. It's about one of three things.
You're understimulated, you're avoiding something,
Or you're exhausted. If you're scrolling for 3 hours a day, your brain is bored. It needs novelty, so it creates drama in your head to feel something. If you're overthinking about an exam, you're probably avoiding studying. Your brain would rather spiral than face the uncomfortable thing. If you're overthinking at night, you're probably just tired. A tired brain doesn't have the energy to regulate itself, so it spirals. The fix? Give your brain what it actually needs. If you're bored, do something hard. If you're avoiding, do the thing for 5 minutes. If you're tired, sleep. Most people try to fix overthinking with more thinking. That's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You fix overthinking by addressing the conditions that make it possible. So here's your plan. 1. Stop trying to control your thoughts. Just notice them. 2. Redirect to something physical the second a spiral starts. 3. Write down the unmade decisions. Handle them later. 4. Figure out if you're bored, avoiding, or tired. Fix that. This isn't going to work perfectly the first time. Your brain's been practicing overthinking for years. You're building a new habit. But if you do this consistently for 2 weeks, you'll notice a shift. The spirals get shorter. They happen less often. And when they do happen, you'll know exactly what to do. You don't need affirmations. You don't need to think yourself into peace. You just need a system that actually works with how your brain operates. Try this tonight. Pick one spiral. Notice it. Redirect it. Write it down. Let's build this together.